So hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll learn about Agentic AI. Right? What is Agentic AI? Agentic AI, like you know that it is very popular concept as of now, right? In Gen Z, it's a very popular concept. So let me just try to explain. Let's just start from the heading, which is Agentic AI. Now the name is very fancy. That what it is, we can't understand it, but it's a really simple thing. You know that most people today say like we are building agentic AI, but in reality, what they are building is like only the chatbots with extra steps. So they are just building they are just building and connecting this chatbot to some kind of tools and just having if else conditions or whatever for loop or whatever, and they are just trying to follow the steps. So that is not an agentic AI, right? That is not an agentic AI. So let's fix that, and I will explain this in three levels, like how this intelligence evolves, right? So level one, which is reactive AI. What is reactive AI? Now this is the most common AI system today. You ask a question, AI looks up for the data, AI replies. How it works? Let me just try to explain you. This is a question that we ask, right? Q&A, right? Question. This is our AI, right? We have some document which is a PDF kind of thing. It back and forth it reads the document, okay, and it tries to answer. It try to answer. So we ask a question to the AI or the chatbot itself. AI reads from the PDF. It tries to retrieve the information from that data. It try to answer the question, right? You ask a question. That's it, right? Now, real life example for this is imagine an HR help desk, right? How many vacation days do I get? Like if there is if this is a chatbot, let's suppose this is chat, right, for HR. Now I ask a question that how many days do I get per month for leave? What's the sick leave policy, right? Those kind of question which are very generic for every employee. So those kind of question, it relies on the data we passed, reads from it, and tries to answer. So that's it. It tries to answer like what is sick leave policy. It will pass all the statements and all, right? So this data lives in PDF docs or internal Wikipedia, right? Now the AI, what it does, it searches relevant document. If you have multiple documents, let's say there is PDF, there is doc file, there is online resources, right, to crawl from, right? So those kind of thing, it will according to the logic that you have written, it will try to retrieve the information and pass you, right? Now key limitation. What are the limitations of this? What are its the limitations are, it does not make a decision, right? No decision making. There is no decision making involved. After that, there are no actions, right? It just try to do what we ask it to. There is just retrieval and all. There is no actions and all. No planning. It doesn't plan anything, right? No planning is involved. So these three are the okay. That was the thing. What is this kind of model called, right? This is called reactive AI, and this model can be imagined as like Google plus auto return answers, right? We are googling something, we are having auto return answers, right? Or answers. So answers are automatically written for us, and that's it, right? Now second type of tool that comes into role is tool augmented AI. It can act but only when told, right? Right, level 2, which is tool augmented AI. What it can do, it can act but only when told. It acts but only when we ask it to act, right? Now we are leveling up from reactive AI. What changes are there? The AI can now use tools, right? AI can now use tools. Just a second. Yeah. AI can now use tools. So what tools? It can have access to. Just a second. It can have access to APIs. It can have access to DB, which is our data, right? It can have access to database. It can have access to internal systems. Now, example. What example can I have? Like earlier, you were asking how many leaves do I get, which is according to company, which is generic for all users. Now you are asking some personalized question like how many leaves do I have left? I have left means it's for my, right? It will try to check the system. It will try to access the database, check my username or whatever available leaves that I have. Here is a chatbot, right? This is chatbot, right? Now I ask a question: how many leaves do I have left, it will say 18, right? So that is a personalized question. Now, if I ask it to apply for leave next Friday, it will say yes, done. Okay, it will apply for the leave. Now, what AI is doing here? It knows who you are, right? It knows who you are. So your login, it has a login context. Right? Now the AI, what AI is doing, it knows the user. It has your login context, right? Because from that we are passing it, right? Calls HR system, right? Calls HR system APIs. Fetches your data. It fetches your data. What else? Applies leave applies for leave on your behalf, right? So this is what we are doing. It knows about the user. It fetches the HR system via API, fetches your data from that, applies for the leave. That's it, right? But here is the catch. What is the catch here? Just right. Catch is it waits for your instruction, right? It waits for your instructions. What else? Perform single step actions, right? It only if you told it try to perform the action. It's a single step action. Perform single step actions only when told, right? Does not plan ahead. It does not plan ahead. So it does not plan your entire. If you just try to ask it to plan something, it won't be able to do it because it's a single step. It just performs single step actions. It's powerful but obedient, right? So it try to obey us. So what we are doing here is we are taking a user input is going through LLM. We are making a decision, right? What tools we need. So decision is need tool. What tool we need to access, which is it can be from whatever conditions you try to. Right now there will be tools, right? There will be tools for HR, right? Calendar will be involved to have access like how many leaves are left or how many leaves are DB APIs, right? There after this we will have result. Result will go through LLM. LLM will respond back to the user, right? So there will be a response to user. That's it. Now this is like a very fast intern who does exactly what you say, nothing more, right? So this is a very fast. You can imagine it like a fast intern who just does it whatever you say, nothing more than that. He doesn't have its own brain to do. And now comes level 3, which is agentic AI, right? Now comes level 3, which is agentic AI. Level 3 is agentic AI. So this is where agentic AI actually starts. The key difference is, what is the key difference? First, let's try to learn the what is the key difference here? The thing is, you don't give steps. You don't give steps, right? You give a goal. Instead, you give a you give goal. Like I give a goal. Prepare for Sarah's maternity leave, right? I ask the agentic prepare for Sarah's maternity leave, right? Or I ask it to onboard new intern joining next, suppose next Tuesday, right? Ask it to do that. Now these are not single tasks; they are objectives, they are goals, right? These are not single tasks. These are not single tasks. These are objectives, right? I just ask it to do it. These are not a single task. These are objective or goals, whatever you can see. Now, what an agentic AI does internally, right? What agentic AI does internally? I think I need to use the next page. Okay. What agentic AI? An agentic AI system follows a loop, which is an agentic AI system follows a loop, which is it first tries to understand a goal. So it try to understand the goal. After it break it into subtask, right? Second step it breaks it into subtask. Third is decide which tools to use. Okay, decide to use. Fourth, execute step by step. Fifth is what? Observe the result. Sixth is adjust plan if needed. Like it can add some modifications even after the result is generated. So we understand the goal. It tries to break it into a subtask so it's easier to achieve. Decide which tools to use for each task. Execute it step by step. They observe the result. It adjust the result if needed. Right. Now, example of an onboard. Let's take an example. Example of onboarding an intern. Right. Intern. So how will be onboarding an intern, right? So without us telling it to do every step by step process, it will do it automatically. So what things it will do? It will create a profile for that user, create it on the HR portal, right? HR portal. Second, it's a first step. So second step would be schedule welcome meeting, whatever mentors that are available. Schedule welcome meeting. Third would be send calendar invite. Fourth would be request laptop and ID card from the IT department. It's right. Fifth would be create IT ticket for of course this thing for getting laptop and this thing. Generate onboarding email. Now these all six steps it does it automatically, right? Autonomously we can say. We don't need to say it like create HR profile, user profile, then schedule a welcome meeting, then send calendar invite. These are not the steps that we need to remember. We just ask it to onboard an intern, and these are the steps it will follow and try to onboard the intern. So this is where the agentic AI. This is how agentic AI works. It does it autonomously. We do not need to instruct it a step by step process, right? So, what will be the whiteboard diagram for this? It will be a goal. There will be a reasoning, right? It will be reasoning. It will be planning according to that, and there will be execution step, right? So goal, planning, the reasoning, execute step. Now there would be what? There would be tool or API that it needs to access or call. Then after right, this goes like this. It will adjust the plan if needed. Then it will give the feedback again. This is okay or not. Okay, so this is the loop that it continues, right? This is the loop. Execute a step, tool API which is called, then adjust the plan, then feedback, then if again needed, we can adjust the plan, and then goal is achieved. This is the whole model of agentic AI, how it works, right? Now this is a junior kind of a manager. It's not an intern. It tries to handle everything. Like it tries to plan it and then tries to onboard the intern and everything that is needed for an intern to be onboarded and whatever meetings that need to be scheduled or the kit dispatch for the intern or at whatever address that he has updated. Now core characteristics of agentic AI, which is very easy to remember. It's a goal oriented. It has a multi-step reasoning, autonomous action, tool usage. Let me just write two so it's easier to remember. Right. Uh, so characteristics, what it would be. It's goal oriented, right? Multi-step reasoning, autonomous actions, tool usage. Now, tool usage, of course, it can be APIs, it can be Slack, Jira, right? It can be a Slack, it can be Jira to create tickets, it can be HR, whatever dashboard that we are using, it can be access to DBs, right? Now, memory, it will have some memory. So, whatever previous conversation we have, it can remember it for past conversations, right? Yeah, so these are the things that our these are the characteristics basically what agentic AI is responsible for. Now comparison table between all this. What would be the comparison? Let's try to create this. What features are there and what feature? I don't have a table option, but anyways, feature. What rack does, rack system does. What tool augmented AI, right? And what is agentic AI? What features does these things provide? So first is answer questions, right? Second is what? Uses tools. Third is plans steps, acts autonomously, goal driven. Now what RAG can do? This answers questions. All three can do that. All three can do that. Uses tools. RAG does not use tool. RAG does not plan the steps. RAG does not act autonomously. RAG is not goal driven, right? Now, tool augmented AI, it uses tools. It tries to answer the question. It tries to perform some action, which is just tool to it. It does not plan steps. It does not plan steps. It does not act autonomously. It is not goal driven. Now, what agentic AI does? It uses tools. it plans steps, it acts autonomously, it is goal driven, right? So this right now, what are the real world examples of agentic AI, right? Like there can be AI coding tools, right, which you use like Cursor, or there are other tools, Cursor and Copilot and those kind of things. Those are agentic AIs, right? Use or you know that Lovable, right? Lovable is also an agentic AI. If you ask it to build a to-do app, it will plan the feature, it will write the code, it will run it, it will fix the error, it will repeat until you are given the result or whatever you are that you are expecting. Now travel, or you can take an example of travel planner, like if I ask it to book a trip to Washington or a trip to Singapore, where on the day where the weather would be sunny. So under my budget or whatever budget that I give, like 50, 60,000, and under that budget, it try to find the flight, it try to check the weather, it try to compare the hotel prices and adjust the plan and try to achieve the goal, right? Which is to book the 1 week trip to Singapore. So now, what is AI agent versus agentic AI, right? AI agent is a one worker, agentic AI is an entire system with agency, and AI agent is a part of agentic AI, right? AI agent we use, AI agent is basically the agent that we are using for question answers or like your OpenAI APIs and all, right? So that was about it. Thank you.